Generations come and go. That's just life. From Gen X to Gen Z, and now we have Gen Alpha on the horizon. Each generation has its own unique experiences that only they can truly understand. It's like having inside jokes that only make sense if you were there. In this video, we'll explore what made the 60s special that might be lost on today's kids. So if you're an older kid, get ready for a trip down memory lane. It's gonna be a mix of laughter, a few tears, and a whole lot of nostalgia. Let's dive in. Number 1. Manual car window rollers. Let's kick off with the good old manual car window rollers. If you're a modern kid, you might be scratching your head. What on earth are those things? But for us old kids, they were a pain, yet oddly amusing, right? Now we've got buttons to press to zip those car windows right up, and thank goodness for that upgrade. Back in the day, on rainy days, those rollers took ages to get the windows up. Your car probably turned into a mini pool by then. And don't forget, you had to crank them up for each seat. Talk about a workout. But hey, they did the job. Cheers to the manual car window rollers. Number 2. Waiting for the radio to play your favorite song. These days, we've got Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and all those other streaming platforms where you can listen to any music you want. But back in the day, it was just you, your radio, the DJ, and tons of wishes to hear your favorite song. Waiting a week or more for that special tune was the norm, but when it finally played, it was pure magic. It felt like heaven and you couldn't help but fall in love with the radio. Well, until they cut it halfway through for another song, or the DJ started talking over it. Ugh, that one really hits close to home. Number 3. Using not-so-mobile phones. Everyone takes their phone everywhere now, right? Kids sneak into school, texting under desks before Mr. Phil spots them and sends them to the principal. Adults text while driving until the police catch them. Then there's me, taking my phone to the toilet and not coming out for a year. But back in the day, things were different. We had wall phones and landlines, had to talk in hushed tones in the living room so mom wouldn't find out you were chatting with your crush about sneaking out for a party. Thank goodness for mobile phones, am I right? Number 4. Black and white TV. Nothing feels better than watching Avengers Endgame in clear, full HD, recorded with IMAX movie cameras, right? And now you can even watch movies in 3D and VR. Well, rewind a few years back and we didn't have HD, 3D, or IMAX. We didn't even have color. Our TVs were black and white, and we couldn't even imagine colored movies. But now you can watch a movie with so much immersion, you think the actors were right in front of you. Thank you, technology. Although, whenever I see a modern kid complain that his TV isn't 4K or 8K, I just wish I had a time machine. Number 5. Fixing our devices with a smack and air. Kids these days, they face small issues with their iPads and end up feeling down. Remember when we used to fix everything ourselves? No engineering degree needed, just the classic move. Smack it and blow all your air into it. And guess what? It worked every time. TV acting up, give it a good smack. Game Boy acting funny, blow into it. Do these kids these days even know what a Game Boy is? Ask an older kid, they'll vouch for the smack and blow method. Ah, the good old days of the smack attack. Number 6. Using toothpaste to cure your acne. Skincare is part of everyone's daily routine now. Kids these days have CeraVe, Dove, and all sorts of beauty products to brighten their skin or achieve that glass skin look. Back in the day, all we had was toothpaste. Remember how we all thought toothpaste could cure acne? Our moms used to complain about it finishing so quickly. Did it really work? Who knows? I'm still giving it a shot. I'll let you know how it goes later. Number 7. Begging for your parents' phone to call your friend's parents to talk to your friend. Friends are just a DM or a FaceTime call away now, but chatting with your friends back then, that was a whole process. First, you had to sweet talk your folks into letting you use their phones. So naturally, you had to be on your best behavior to get that green light. Then came the nerve-wracking moment of dialing up your friend's mom or dad to ask if your buddy was free for a chat. And if you managed to get through that hurdle, there was one more challenge waiting for you. Bingo! You had to chat with your friend while your parents hovered nearby, tuning in on your entire conversation. It was like your friend's mom was part of your chat too. Number 8. Tang. There's no way today's kids know this one. You can't imagine the memories Tang brings back. Tang was one of the things that made our childhood fun back then. All you needed was just a few spoons and cold water, or an entire sachet if you had the sachet type, and then you had the best drink of your life. Seriously, this thing tasted like heaven back then, especially if you had just come back from a sunny day at school. It also came in different flavors. There was orange, pineapple, grape, strawberry, and some other ones. It felt like there were 100 different flavors though. If you think champagne was sweet, you've obviously never had Tang. It may not be the healthiest drink, its main ingredient is sugar and fructose, but we loved it for everything it was. Number 9. Barbies. This one is for the old girls and maybe some boys too. We may not have had phones and the internet to watch TikTok, but we had something way better. Barbies. Well, to us, it was the best thing. They were not just dolls, they were a way of life. There were different Barbies, and it was every girl's dream to collect as many as possible. It brought many kids together that wanted to compare what Barbies they had. You'd see many girls braiding and combing the hairs on their Barbies, while the boys teased them. It also created enemies and jealousy if you didn't share your Barbie. But in the end, it all worked out. Number 10. The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music was part of every 60s kid's childhood. Ask any kid from the 60s what their favorite 60s movie was. Odds are you'd get The Sound of Music 9 out of 10 times. It was a simple story about the Von Trapps, a family made of 7 kids and a father whose lives got delightfully changed when they got a new, overly cheerful governess called Maria. Everyone saw the movie, even parents, everyone talked about it at school, and of course, everyone knew every song in the movie. It was more of a funny movie in the first parts, but became really touching and heartwarming as the story progressed, and we loved every bit of it. 68 years ago, and the movie will still strike a chord in the hearts of all the old kids who have seen it. God bless the actors. Technology just keeps getting better, right? I mean, who would have thought that we'd have all these crazy inventions and tech stuff that we have now? It's like we're living in a world straight out of a sci-fi movie. And hey, one day it'll be the new generation making videos like this, talking about how time just zoomed by. So let's make sure we live it up, soak in every moment that comes our way, and enjoy the ride. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for this video. I truly hope you thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Have you encountered similar experiences in your life? Feel free to share them in the comments below. Let's have a delightful chat, reminiscing about the good old days. If there happens to be a nostalgic moment that I might have overlooked, please do drop a comment, and I'll make sure to give it a closer look. Share this video with your friends to spread those positive vibes and bring a smile to their faces. Until next time, take care and see you in the next one.